YouTube, music streaming site that we don't know yet. How are you doing today? Welcome to the first episode of the Catch a Glimpse podcast featuring all three members of Glimpse. I myself am Frankie Funny Peach Bright. Right to my right, I am joined by
Skeeter Keaton Walla.
Very good. Ryan, am I further to my right?
Snapperdoodle Ryan Stork.
Hey, wonderful to see you guys here on the wonderful first episode of the Catch a Glimpse podcast. Hey,
it's crazy.
Some people listening might not know who we are. Who are we? What are we doing here? All sorts of questions we will be answering today.
Why are these guys on the top of the #1 podcast?
Why are we the best podcast in the world? So as you can see, we do have a set around us, not finished, but is looking pretty snazzy for your own DIY at home podcast set. We've got the podcast mics.
Facts.
It is, 2 a.m.?
It took us a long time to get here.
We've spent the last 4 hours hooking everything up, troubleshooting, making sure everything works. But yeah, I think we're going to start off with our introduce to our company, our business, company titles, what our current occupations, school life, things like that. So let's start to my right. Ryan, you want to go first?
Yeah, so I am a content creator for Glimpse. Maybe one day I'll get up there in the world of Glimpse organization.
You have a title as well.
Okay, they call me the janitor.
No,
senior.
You have an actual title.
No, he did say it. He did.
Yeah, content creator.
No, you have another one.
He does?
Oh, pro janitor.
No.
Senior?
What is it?
What was it?
You're I'm pretty sure it's called Chief Technology Officer.
Oh yeah, I was like chief of social media.
Right.
I control the social media.
Social media manager.
Yeah.
Currently.
As of now,
until we get another employee.
Currently.
until he gets upgraded.
Until you get replaced.
As of now,
the next guy.
As of now, I don't go to school like the others, but I am working
upgrade with some gems.
But what? What?
I said upgrades with some gems.
It's literally his intro, and we're ruining it.
Right.
Sorry.
Yes. Thank you.
Sorry.
But I am working in a factory for, I think it's different type of car parts. So
thanks.
I mean, we make like so many different like parts for cars. I don't know if it's.
But yeah, you're a full-time employee.
Yeah.
Making the big bucks. Couldn't have done this investment you're seeing here on screen right
2
now.
2 a.m. boys. We work at 7 in the morning. Let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, thank you, Ryan, for your introduction. Give him a round of applause. We couldn't be more happy that you're here with us today. Keaton, would you like to start off with your intro?
Yeah, so I'm Keaton Walla, or Skeeter. That's my IGN. Reppin'. If you're on YouTube, you can see this. Oh, shoot, it's covered. Skeeter, Skeeter Valentine.
Yeah.
I'm co-founder, CEO of Glimpse. If you might have heard of it, listen to it right now.
Right.
And I am going to college right now for film and media. Won't tell you where because that's kind of weird.
I'll tell you where.
Yo, pay me the right price. I'll tell you where.
Yeah, don't do that. But that's what I'm doing right now. Getting my associates. Now I'll be going for the full 4-year degree after that. I'll be transferring.
Yes, sir.
So even if you know where I'm going to leave. So
see you later.
See you later, losers. Otherwise, currently not employed. Hope to be soon because I'm broke.
Yeah.
And
look at us.
Yeah, facts. Otherwise that's about it. This is kind of my full-time gig as of right now.
Well, hey, thank you. Round of applause. Round of applause. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, heading things over to myself. I am Frankie Bright. As I said, I'm also co-founder, co-owner, CEO of Glimpse. I am currently working at the one and only Texas Roadhouse, the best place in the world. Go there and all your dreams will come true. I'm currently a student.
Big disclaimer.
Don't come here if you have a peanut allergy.
That's true.
I am currently a student at UW Green Bay. Go Packers. For communications, social media, emphasis, the whole shebang. I couldn't be more excited to be going there in person, on campus, in fall. We'll see how that affects our business up to this point. But I think that's it for me for now. You'll learn more about me going forward. But hey, let's get into what Glimpse is, who we are, what we're doing here, what our company is. We obviously have a YouTube channel, Glimpse. Link will be down in the description wherever you're watching this or listening to it. And on the business side of things, Glimpse is mainly a film company.
Correct.
We film events such as weddings. That goes along as well with skits, obviously films. If you have any sort of event you need to be filmed, we are your guys. Social media, we are great with that. We have our own Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, in the works, I believe.
Yeah.
TikTok, check us out on TikTok.
TikTok's
Org
banging.
_ glimpse.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would-
Absolutely.
This is a hot take, but honestly, if you were to check us out on one spot, I feel like TikTok's where you're gonna get the most banger
Right.
content.
I think
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
get, you know, it's short clips. That's what TikTok is. You find short, entertaining clips, and you can scroll
Makes
right
you want
through.
more.
Exactly.
Facts.
But yeah, that
me
is
if-
basically what we're going off of right now.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but don't we? That's like half of our business.
Oh,
right?
yes,
we
that
want to
is
go.
half, right.
We want to go like
Oh, yeah.
Right,
EDL.
that is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one thing we are in right now is film, social media, photography. That is our main go-to business as of this moment. In the future, we have dreams of heading into esports. We're all big video game players.
Yep.
yeah.
We have streams set up. We don't do a lot of streaming right now, but hopefully in the future we're doing streaming. And along with our brand, we would love to turn that into somewhat of a clothing brand where we have our own lines of clothing come out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
True,
we've got some
true.
mock-ups working right now. We have a ton of mock-ups working up for the future for a certain gig we have this summer. Huge, yeah, some hats right here if you guys like to see that. But yeah, we'll get into future events in a couple moments. But hey, Keaton, you want to talk about the podcast a little bit more?
Yeah, so the podcast, again, with us being media orientated, you know, like we'll film stuff for you, type of business, merchandise, you know, clothing brand, all that type of stuff is
Facts.
great. Media content for you to watch. That's what we love to provide. We've been doing that for so long now.
When? Since we were like 10?
10, 11,
Yeah.
yeah, 5th grade. It's been a long time.
We had a channel beforehand. Then we decided to get really professional with it. So we've rebranded to Glimpse of what you see now.
Mhm.
And we just want to keep that professionality. And that's kind of what this podcast is as well. Like, we want to make sure we did it right. And on this podcast, you know, what you're listening to right now on whatever
Hey,
platform,
what's going on?
or you're viewing right now on YouTube, we love to see you guys.
Mhm.
You're just going to find anything from everyday events, maybe some, you know, explosive news happens. We just got to check it out.
Boom.
Our lives, if anything is happening, wink, wink, something coming this summer, you know, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Like Ryan is
I'm pregnant.
He's pregnant.
right.
Like, I don't know.
I was gonna say that, but you did it for me.
Otherwise, just like random tangents, any topic we kind of want to bring up. Also, this kind of coincides with it. Guests, you know,
Yes.
we can have guests on this podcast, and we love to talk random things about, you know, with them or
Yeah.
whatever they do. You know, different walks of life can come on. That's
Yeah,
amazing to
we are
talk through.
we are featuring many guests coming up in the future, from teachers to Delta Defense employees to other podcast hosts.
If you
to
don't know you're on the
TikTok
podcast
stars.
yet, you're on the
Yeah,
podcast. Just
you're
know
on
it.
the podcast.
You're right. Hey, and if you are just somebody who knows us, someone who wants to come chat with us, please let us know. We would love to have you on the podcast. Update us what's going on with your life. We just love to sit down, chat, and have a great time. But yeah, as Keaton said, anything random, you know, sports, esports, that goes for CDL.
Maybe something you saw on TikTok one day and like
Right.
Yeah,
that blew up.
Anything.
Something that sparked an interest, like maybe this is something to look into, just like new trend going on or whatever. Anything like that, we'll just give our 2 cents about it and go from there.
Absolutely. And on that note, Ryan, what is our update or our upload schedule going forward?
So, as of now, we upload every Wednesday on the Glimpse YouTube channel.
That's right.
And I
Straight up.
think as of this video or podcast that you're listening to, we will be posting these every Sunday.
Yes, sir.
every
So it's
Sunday.
2 videos for your faces and eyes. Eyes?
Ears.
And ears. That's what I was going
I
to say.
mean, you do
All
feel
5 senses besides touch.
And taste. You're not tasting
Yeah,
this video.
sorry.
We're not
Yeah.
smelling it either.
Okay, 2 of your senses.
All
that's
right,
it.
you know what? You just do what you do when you watch and listen to us. We don't
Yeah.
want to really know
Yeah,
that much
I'm sorry.
information.
That one was on me, guys.
But yeah, we upload Wednesdays for videos like what we're filming tomorrow
Oh, gosh.
or today.
Oh gosh, tomorrow's video we are recording is going to be pain and joy.
Do
at
we
the
want to
same
give a little hint?
time.
I mean,
you-
they've already seen it.
Yeah.
Oh right.
If you're following the YouTube, again, subscribe. If you're not watching on YouTube right now, please go and subscribe to us.
We'll
we
see
give
you
you amazing content every Wednesday. It's the summer. We're making this content even better than it was ever before. And
yeah.
this is being uploaded on Sunday, so technically the videos already came out.
We probably feel so bad at the end of that video.
Really bad.
We ate ice cream for 24 hours.
Yes.
We haven't
Only.
done it yet, but today
I
when
can
we're filming
imagine.
this, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be garbage.
And this is a little behind the scenes. Put this in perspective. Again, like what Frankie said, we're filming this at 2 a.m. right now. It is 2 a.m. We've been working on this for probably a total of 6 hours.
We said we will not stop until this works.
Yes. And now today, technically,
Today slash
later
tomorrow.
today,
Later
we're
today.
gonna sleep, wake up, and eat ice cream only.
And
For
knowing
24 hours.
and knowing when I get up, which is probably gonna be like 12, knowing it's 2 a.m. right now, I'm gonna have to eat double breakfast and
I
lunch.
can promise you we are getting up for breakfast, so you're not getting good sleep
My
tonight.
God.
Anyway, yeah, we have a bunch of more videos planned for the rest of the summer, but on that note, future events for us, we have a huge thing coming up for us this
Crazy.
summer.
Absolutely. crazy.
So this is a long story in the making. A couple of weeks ago, I approached the county fair director, executive director for our
Boss
county
lady.
here at home, which is Washington County in West Bend,
boss.
Wisconsin. And I said, "Hey, do you have any booths available as can we promote our company to other people at the fairs? You know, people come to the fair, look at the commercial business
Right.
room, look at businesses,
Yep.
and that was going to be us. And I was wondering if they had any room for that, and if not, could we get our name out there by helping them with promotional video? Meaning, can we film a video for you guys that can get your fair out there, as well as like, hey, Glimpse made this.
Right. We
Yeah.
were grabbing for everything and anything at that
Right.
point.
So then I got a response email. She said, yes, we would love to meet with you. And that meeting happened. Keaton and I went to said meeting. Very nervous. We made a demo reel,
Yep.
a film demo reel. Keaton made that. It was so kind to make that for us. And it looked sick,
It
to be
looked
honest. It was
spicy.
awesome. But yeah, we went to this meeting super nervous, gave our pitch, did what we could. And it turns out they need help promoting the fair.
Mhm.
So that checked our box. And they're like, yup, help us with social media, help us with filming fairs, interviews, journal articles, experience stories, as well as they offered us a booth.
Yeah.
So we went into this meeting and got everything we wanted. Lead promotional team for the fair, as well as our own booth to promote our own business.
Right.
We couldn't be more excited for
Yeah.
this opportunity. And this is just going to be the kickstart to a great beginning, I believe.
If you don't know what the county fair is, this is crazy. This is a little tangent. I checked the YouTube statistics, right?
Yeah.
For our videos, just because I was, curious.
Mhm.
I go to like where everybody views it from.
Yep.
We have concurrent viewers from Italy.
No
kidding?
way. Are
So
you serious?
if you live in Italy and watch us, you are a real one, okay?
You
love
are
you.
the one.
So if you don't know what the county fair is, which I can actually describe, knowing that some people might not,
right.
Right.
the county fair
is
for
awesome.
us is where you just have tons of carnival games, businesses show up, they
Yep.
pop up some booths, and they
Yeah.
present whatever their business is for advertisement.
Mhm.
Carnival games, the county fair, they make a little money off
Little
of it.
ring toss.
Yeah, ring toss, any like
Yeah,
roller
there's
coasters.
a football game, throw football into
Yep.
like a tire,
Yeah,
Ferris
there's
wheels.
like everyday events, like some concerts. You'll have like the
True.
chicken
Duck
race,
races,
or
yeah,
duck
things like
race.
that.
Yeah, so it's like a really fun time.
hmm
Good
And
food too.
for us to email and be like, because the county fair is huge.
It is.
It's already huge, but then going a year from having COVID and no county fair, this county fair is going to be packed.
Yeah.
Massive.
So for us to be able to film for this and put
Mhm.
our name tag to that is absolutely crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't be more pumped. We got media passes for this. We're going to be seeing Glimpse t-shirts, Glimpse business cards. We're going to be featuring, obviously, some of our camera equipment at our booth, demo reels, other commercials that we might film by that time for
Mhm.
standalone businesses. You'll see some merch on display where you can go on a waiting list. If you'd like to get that merch, you have to hop on our waiting list on our website at the fair. And then if there's enough of an audience there, we'll drop our first set of merch.
Yeah.
Will that waiting list be on the website for people who may not live in Wisconsin for the
Absolutely.
county
That's
fair?
that's for
Yeah.
anybody. That's
you
for
Are
anybody.
Italy viewer out
Yeah,
there?
hey, Italy, if you would like some merch, just sign up on the waiting list. We'll send you stuff for free, man.
Honestly,
I'd
you're-
love
you're
to hear that
sick.
you're from there.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
Um,
if you are one of those viewers, like actually contact us. I'd actually just love to talk to you.
Right. Yeah, I'd love to chat, get to know you, things like that. That'd be so sick. But on the note of things at our booth, I had this crazy idea of possibly streaming from the fair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have people like hop on, give them a little shout out to themselves, and have some sort of incentive for them to do that. But we're going to be giving out pens, business cards, wristbands for free. We couldn't be more pumped. This is going to be so great, and we've got other companies lined up for commercials.
Yeah.
Companies who
Yeah.
are looking into and wanting have us film for them. And you had a company lined up. I had somebody talk to me the other night about possibly having one.
Really? I have the
Yeah,
first
I didn't
time
tell you
I'm
guys
hearing
about this, but
This is new news.
yeah, this is new news here on the podcast. The Catch a Glimpse podcast. Couldn't
Yeah.
find any more news anywhere else. Yeah.
Well, I guess this is kind of good thing. Bring up Catch a Glimpse. If you don't know what that is, again, I strongly recommend you go to YouTube, watch just our first couple introduction videos. It tells you a good about us, like
Yep.
us three
Oh, yeah.
individually, where we came from, our experience and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Catch a Glimpse is just kind of like, I
That's
mean,
our motto.
it's a little, yeah, it's a little self-explanatory. We have the hashtag in like all of our posts, hashtag Catch a Glimpse. For the podcast, it's Catch a Glimpse, 45 minutes of us talking about whatever it is on that weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, Catch a Glimpse or glimpse, the meaning itself is like, make the most of what you got. Don't live forever.
That's why we kickstarted this company. Is like we don't have that much time. You need to do what you want to do when you
Right.
need to do it or when you can do it, and that's why you're seeing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I couldn't imagine it would turn to this, and it's just getting started.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Like, here, I know you're going to say something.
Yeah.
But just to put it in perspective, like, we started this rebrand at the beginning of this year.
mm-hmm.
If you're, coming into this later. And, like, granted, we're not like a full-fledged business yet, but the fact that we have stuff lined up is already like green lights to me.
Mm-hmm. Super
Like,
exciting.
The county fair thing happening, some other stuff in the works. Like, I just hope that anybody that looks at us can see that and put us, with a little bit of respect. At
And have
viewing,
them not
like,
look
what
at
we
us like
are.
we're kids. It's just like, hey,
Yeah.
we'll film for you if you want.
No, I
Yeah,
know. I mean,
Like, we're not just like some kids who are like, I got a DSLR.
I got a camera on
like-
my phone. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
film for
like,
you.
right? That's not
we
what we
want
are.
to be as legit as possible.
Right.
And we just hope that you see that.
Yeah.
Or if, you're a company and you see that, we'd love to show it to you. If you need us to make you something, a special demo reel, we'll do that. 100%.
Absolutely. But on that note, I mean, with
Right.
Ryan's got something to say about your feedback to us.
Yeah, so there's going to be different segments for the up and coming podcast. This podcast right now is just telling you who we are, what we do, and like what our future hopefully will come out to be. But the segments that we're going to have in this podcast are Q&As for from your guys' reviews if we're on a streaming platform or on YouTube in the comments down below. We'll answer your questions. You can literally ask us anything and we'll most likely answer it in the most truthful way possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll pick some that we find interesting.
We love
Yeah.
interaction with you guys.
Yeah, we're hoping
Above all else, that'd be so great.
we're hoping to play games with guests that come on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yep. That could be from like 20 questions. Like on Jimmy Fallon, they
Yeah.
play like
Yeah.
Box of Lies.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
so like things
That'd
like
be
that would be
amazing.
amazing.
I'm thinking of
yeah.
the game like this and that. Like you say two things like, okay, would you rather have an iPhone or an Android phone? And you choose this or that.
Motorola.
You like Motorola, like BlackBerry?
Flip phone.
Flip phone.
Nokia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nokia.
But yeah, I think that's mostly what we want to cover for the
I think
introductions.
that's all business and introduction done and gone.
Obviously, that's not all we are. So we're gonna get into some fun stuff. And before we did talk about some sports, we do mention sports. And being from Wisconsin, there's
If you didn't figure it out.
right, probably the accents. But
Yeah,
there's some
maybe.
big NBA playoff updates going on right now. Let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks.
So, if you don't watch, what's happening? over there?
Sweep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that was okay. There's some more updates since then.
Oh, well, okay.
If you haven't watched or if you don't watch basketball, don't worry. We don't just talk basketball.
Yes.
Any season it's going to be in, basketball, baseball. Brewers are doing, okay right now.
We're gonna talk about croquet.
Croquet,
Tiger Woods,
yeah.
you're the man.
Okay, man.
football. When football season comes around, Frankie loves to talk about football.
I can't wait for that.
But
We can talk about football right now.
can't really talk about hockey because we don't have a hockey team.
Yeah.
But
You get your
Stanley
stuff
Cup
together.
playoffs are going on right now, though.
that's true. But yeah, basketball, Bucks. We went against Ryan.
The LA Lakers.
Okay,
I had no idea.
we went against
Minnesota Rocker. We faced the Miami Heat in the first round of the playoffs.
and
We 4-0 swept them, and that was the
We destroyed 'em.
greatest feeling I've ever felt. After they knocked us out of the playoffs last season, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
It was
it was-
sweet, sweet,
it
sweet
was
revenge.
very nice, very nice. The first match, very close, went OT. Okay.
Chris Middleton, my
was-
guy. Thank you, sir. There's a picture of you at Texas Roadhouse, just so you know.
That's crazy. It was a very close match, but then the next one, like, destroyed,
Sweep.
absolutely dominated.
Get the garbage off the field. Court.
Now, I don't know if you want to talk more about Bucks.
I'd love to.
Okay, and what do you want to say?
I mean, they lost today. They were filming this.
Yeah.
They lost the Nets in the game 1 in New York. It was a tough game. It was a close game at halftime. Second half was not very close. We couldn't hit shots to save our lives. Even Giannis was not hitting free throws. It was rough.
Yo,
Yeah.
tag me in.
I didn't watch it. I just heard like blips on the radio,
Mhm.
and just like what Frankie said about Giannis not hitting shots.
I mean, it was just Giannis. It was the
Yeah.
whole team. I have a fun story about Giannis
But
if we have time.
I just like when
Yeah,
I
spit
had the
it.
radio on a couple times, I just heard like Giannis going for a free throw and
Mhm.
miss, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna turn it off.
Right. I
can't-
don't need to hear
I
this right
can't.
now.
I can't deal with it right
stand
now.
this.
So I just turned it off.
Yeah, let us know. What's your Giannis?
Oh, my
story?
Giannis story? Okay, so my dad is an architectural engineer, right?
Okay.
So one day he is going to a job site in Milwaukee. Big house.
This is crazy. I have something to add to this.
Okay, big
This is
house,
actually
big
crazy.
yard. I don't know what the name of the guy was or who it was. But he had like a ton of like a huge yard, ton of acres of land, and he got like a gator or some sort of mini car to
Okay.
go like into the yard and drive around. And he drove
Landscaper's nightmare.
to the property line, and he's like, Brian, I want you to meet my friend. And they get out of the car, and he says, hey, big man, say hi to my friend Brian. And the big man goes, hi, Brian. And my dad goes, hi, Giannis.
Oh my
The
god.
job site he was at, the neighbor was Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's
wow.
crazy.
Isn't that sick? And that was the same way my dad met Muhammad Ali.
He
Yeah,
met
that's crazy.
Muhammad
My dad
Ali.
met Muhammad Ali when
The
at a job
champ?
site. Yes, one of the greatest boxers of all time. He met him at a
Oh.
property line. He was like the guy who was with. He was like, "There's somebody I want you to meet." Goes to the property line, shakes hands with Muhammad Ali.
Was this in his prime or was this after the
No,
incident?
this was like when he was old and retired.
Okay.
and,
I was gonna say
I
because if
think
it was
when
in
he
his
had Parkinson's
prime,
too.
that's
But
crazy.
no, it was after he retired. It's just crazy. You know, my dad goes to a job site and meets these famous people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, one day.
Yeah, one
you,
day.
you never know.
Hey, but this is what I want to add to that. A friend, Riley, who you
Yep.
know,
I know
and
him.
you know, but
He tried to call me out at Roadhouse once.
yeah.
I didn't hear him.
Ooh.
Locked him out.
So Riley's dad is I don't know if he's construction worker or what dealio. But so I don't know if his dad maybe works with your dad or something because
Oh.
Riley also told me a similar story of him just working at the same place where Giannis is buying that big mansion.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
We're-
Same business,
I
different
don't know.
sector.
It might have been through
not
more
sure.
designs.
I'm not sure.
I don't
Not
know.
sure. But
That's really cool
yeah,
though.
that's actually crazy.
That is super cool.
Things don't just happen because things happen. Things happen for a reason.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird.
Like that.
Really
I
weird.
actually, after that happened, I went on Giannis's like most recent Instagram post, and I was like, "Hey, met your dad, or you met my dad today. If you ever need help with any architectural things, just let us know. Give us a call."
Yeah.
And he didn't answer anything.
We've come in contact with a bunch of celebrities so far.
Have we?
Oh yeah, Devonte Adams.
Oh yeah, the Aaron Jones
Aaron
thing.
Yeah.
Jones- that's him. Sorry.
No, you're good. I reviewed Aaron Jones's cereal, Touchdown Squares. Very delicious. You ever get a chance to buy them, go get some. We should get a box and just promote it right there.
We've also played Warzone and come up against
Yes.
3 or 4 Packer
Other
players.
Packer players we played against.
Marquez Valdez Scantling.
Yep, MVS, Preston Smith, and I think it was Josh Jackson, and then we tweeted the clip to Preston
Yeah.
Smith on
They-
Twitter,
and
and he
he liked it.
responded,
Yeah.
and it was
He's like, you caught us lacking.
yeah, it was so
Caught
funny.
us slipping that
Now
night.
it's every time that we pass that area, we go, oh, I remember this
You know, it's
area.
like, yeah,
Some
good,
good
time-
memories.
good times right here.
good times there.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
moment.
but with the Aaron Jones thing, I made a video promoting his cereal, tagged him on Instagram. He responded, reposted my video to his Instagram story.
Yeah,
It was sick.
crazy.
I mean,
That's
for a
yeah.
guy myself who wants to work with the Packers one day, just to have those little experiences real quick is really cool.
You
Yeah.
talk to him like as you're the cash. Was like, hey, I reviewed your cereal that one
That
time,
was
and
me,
you put it
man.
on your Instagram. He's like a retired Hall of Fame. Just
Who are you?
he's like, huh?
What?
What?
Do I remember you?
To not, or I don't know if we're done with that convo, but to get back to the NBA, just because this is very, well, actually, this is gonna be a week later, but the Lakers
Yes.
losing
To the Suns, right?
to the Suns.
Jeez, I couldn't. I saw that.
There are so many Lakers fans who are LeBron fans.
Yeah, isn't that LeBron's like first time losing or something on his
No,
record?
No.
To them at least.
Oh,
Oh, I don't
maybe
know.
something like that. But
But there's so many people upset. Just
I would be.
with his performance. It
Didn't-
was crazy.
didn't the Suns like keep the Warriors out of the playoffs too? Or am I wrong
I
on
don't
that?
know.
I don't
I'm
know
not
much.
sure.
I don't. I follow the Bucks, and that is
Yeah,
close.
that's about
Pretty
it.
much it.
It's the only team you need to look for. honestly.
Best in the league.
Hey.
But yeah, on
Yeah.
other sports news, we're gonna flip over to the sister sports to regular sports.
Could become the brother sport. Honestly.
Esports.
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 Well, no, I'm talking assist and sister. Like Titanic had a sister ship,
Right.
as in it was the same ship with a different name.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. So we're going to talk to virtual sports going by the name of esports. Specifically, we're going to look at the CDL recap, as
Yeah.
in the Call of Duty League, professional Call of Duty. We have plenty of opinions on that.
Oh yeah.
Not me.
We game a lot of COD. Okay.
Too much in Keaton's
Yeah.
opinion.
Oh yeah. Just a little bit of credibility. Don't be like, wow, these kids are Black Ops 3 gamers. Okay. 1v1 me, Russ. I actually played Modern Warfare 2. Okay.
Jeez.
Modern Warfare 2. I'm pretty sure both you guys started on Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
And
I may have been 8 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
but we're pretty legit. All
There's
right.
actually videos of me out there when I was like 8 years old singing to Miley Cyrus "Party in the USA" while playing Nuketown on Black Ops 1. There is
Please,
video somewhere.
Please, somebody find the clip.
If you can find that, I will be so surprised.
Somebody find the
I'll
clip.
give you $1 if you.
I will give you. I'll give you my channel.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, well,
But yeah, so like we like CDL. Sometimes I watch it more than others. If we were talking last week, I could have a pretty good conversation.
I've got
about
you covered
what
for this
happened.
week.
This week, I know jack squat of what happened this
I watch it
so-
weekly. I mean, my two favorite teams are the LA Thieves and Optic Gaming. So when you look at LA Thieves, I love Nate Shot. I followed Nate Shot since 2015, since his departure from Optic way back in the day. And when I look at 100 Thieves, like that's the kind of organization I want to model Glimpse after.
yeah.
They've got content creation, they've got cinematography, esports,
Their org is sick.
and merchandise. Like if I want to model my company after something, it's that. I love the LA Thieves, and they're not the greatest CDL team, which is why I like them, because they're kind of an underdog. When they do good, it is amazing. They've had a couple roster shakeups in the recent history, dropping TJ, bringing on Hook, dropping Hook, bringing back TJ. It's been a mess, and it did not look good for them this week as they lost to Paris Legion 3-1.
Doesn't
Which-
Vicstar own a portion of that team?
No,
That was
that's-
London Royal Ravens.
Yeah.
London Royal Ravens. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paris Legion. If you watch CDL, you know, is
Aren't
not a
very
good team.
Aren't very good. And going off that, my other favorite team, Optic, faced Paris Legion today. They were recording this and beat them 3-1, I think. They flipped it from the way the Thieves did against Paris. But yeah, that's my second favorite team. I followed them since Black Ops 2, I think. Optic's been my favorite. Scump's an OG. Hex is an OG. But their team is stacked. You'd love to see them perform better on more consistently, but
Yeah.
when they win, it's fun. When they lose, it's really sad because you're expecting more from them.
Yeah, I think this is actually a good point to go across of just who our favorite teams are. Me personally, very similar to Frankie, a little bit different. I really like Optic Gaming.
Mhm.
Following them since I don't even know, MW3.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
pretty sure that would be the earliest. I don't even think Black Ops 1. I would think MW3.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like Scump. I like Formal. I really like Formal. Okay, so which is actually maybe even a different debate is who do you prefer more, Scump or Form?
That's easy for me.
For me, it's very close. Like Formal has grown on me tons.
Because when you look at Formal is not the. He used
He's
to be
not-
the greatest AR player of all time, but now everybody can just shoot so straight.
Right.
But when you listen
But
to like
he is
Optic,
insane.
right? When you listen to like Optic comms today, he is calling out positioning. He's calling out names. He's calling out who's alive, who's dead, where everybody is in the map, how their hold is, if the hardpoint hold is good or not. He's based. If I was looking at captains of a team, Formal is the captain of Optic.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
How is his brain doing all that?
Exactly.
know,
Like you're
it's
looking at
crazy.
minimap, you're looking at your gunfights.
I think it's like depending on what game you're playing too. The call outs just per game, like Call of Duty wise, you just said like what 7 things that they're looking out for.
Yeah.
But can you imagine just now? This is somewhat off topic a little bit, but Owl Overwatch League. There's so many things that you need to look for. Like in these games, you can be all the way up in the sky and just shoot down at people. You got to watch out for
Yeah, like-
this all the way down here. Who has their ultimate? Who has their cooldowns?
That's crazy.
What point you have to go to? Where they're coming from? Oh, they're behind you. They're in front of you. It's just depending on what game you're playing and you're like a pro at it. Props to you, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Like you always think of skill as just like, wow, you can shoot well, you have good mobility, whatever. But even
That's
just
only
like,
like 10%.
yeah,
honestly.
like the critical thinking in the moment
Within
is
a
what,
game,
is
yeah.
what wins games, and that's crazy.
The game knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like the timing of when to get here, what kind of hold they might have, what they're watching, pre-aiming things, pre-firing things. It's so much to remember.
yeah, it's crazy.
And each player plays differently. You have to like know your enemy, know how
Right,
they
you gotta,
move.
it's the same thing as normal sports. You got to watch film before you go into a match.
Right.
You gotta scrim against
Practice
similar
their
players.
plays.
Exactly. You have to prepare the same way you prepare for any other sport.
And I think this is probably a topic for a different podcast because we could go in depth on this. But
Yes.
like the direct counters of teams, I don't think people realize enough. Is like, okay, let's say you take FaZe. FaZe, beginning of this, competitive CDL league,
Yeah.
they were destroying. But let's say you take a team like FaZe, and let's say take a random team,
Royal Ravens.
Royal Ravens, right? There might be people on the Royal Ravens that just play differently enough that they can beat FaZe, who's ranked as a #1 team.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though Royal Ravens could be ranked 8th, 9th, whatever.
And things like that have happened with FaZe, where like just players of other teams have the perfect counter for them.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that's what people don't understand is like, if we saw last week, or this would be 2 weeks ago by now, doing any roster change, again, just not even thinking about just the roster itself, but how that one person might affect. We were really good against this team, but now they know the counter to me because I'm a different player. Now we suck against them. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like just the entire structure and mind games of that is baffling.
And it's the same thing. You look at any sort of sport, and you see one team beating out a big superstar team that's undefeated, and they lose their first game. And then you can just say, oh, well, let's just use the same scheme that they used to beat this team.
yeah.
That doesn't always work because that scheme probably worked because of the players they have.
Exactly.
The way the players play, their strengths, they can use those strengths to fit that scheme to beat a
Right.
certain team.
And like sort of to backtrack a tiny bit, the idea of swapping players to face other teams and just the mental game you have, like let's say you're playing against Scump in a CDL like championship, whatever. In your mind, now this is probably not what is happening in your mind, but in your mind, you're afraid of Scump. If you face against him in the game, you're going to play differently, right?
Yes.
So if you're playing against Scump compared to, let's say, Formal, whatever, you're playing against Formal, you think you can beat Formal on the spot, doesn't matter what he does. But to Scump, it's like he is your counter.
Yeah.
Like just that mental game that people play just by swapping out characters or people, I just feel like is on another level of
And then you
intimidation.
have to those fights you get into. You have to worry about what class they're running. They're running
Yeah.
sub or AR, and then you can
Right.
worry about how to chow that
Yeah.
from there going forward. Well,
But-
hey, we've
Yeah.
that's a little tangent there on
get-
the CDL.
Yeah, to get back where we're at, really like Optic, really like Hex and their whole, business going on.
Mhm.
On the other hand, LA Thieves, second favorite team. I'd rather have Optic win it all than Thieves. That's just, the little bit ranking above.
a little bit of a rivalry happening.
But same dealio. Really like Nate Shot. It was sad when he got, released or dropped or I guess whatever it was.
From Optic,
Yeah.
he left.
Okay, you left. It
He's
was
his
due to
own man.
sponsors at the time. I don't know. I guess I haven't really looked into it after. I don't know if that was like 100% legit or not. But I'm happy with their relationship with
Mhm.
Optic as well. All that is peachy to me. Really like that Optic was able to reobtain Optic and be who they are now.
Yeah, even though I
So-
loved Huntsman,
Yeah,
it
Huntsman
was a
was really
great
nice.
alter ego sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Optic, favorite team, ranked them highest. So
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the Stage 4 major coming up this summer. Last of 2 majors left.
Yeah,
and then
it's
it's the
crazy.
first major back in LAN. Couldn't be more excited for that. That'll be great for the players, definitely, who feed off the energy of the crowd.
But I think if we're done with that topic, to wrap up our end here,
Very special moment.
we do have a segment that we would love to do at the end of each podcast, which is Ryan's questions with no answer or hard to answer.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
So Ryan is constantly approaching Keaton and I with random questions, random statements, and totally
random
things
things.
out of the blue that just made Keaton and I look at each other and think,
Like, what is this guy on?
what is this guy on?
Yeah.
In my mind, these questions just blow my mind.
So
And these guys are like looking at me like, how do you not know that?
yeah, so typically somewhere in the podcast, we will throw in Ryan's question with no answer, a segment that will be a patent truth
Yeah.
to this podcast. Ryan, what do you have for us for today?
Yeah, hit us with one.
So you guys have heard this one, but
My basement's gonna blow up.
you guys have heard this one, but for the listeners, they haven't heard this one. So you're taking an aspirin, right? You got a headache. Let's say you have a headache and a knee ache, or your foot hurts,
my
whatever.
gosh,
Your
this is-
foot hurts and you have a headache. You take that aspirin, but you want your head to get fixed first before your foot. What point does the aspirin hit first? Your head or your foot?
Do you want to go first, or do you?
Because I
you
feel
wanna
like
explain what you think?
because I feel like if you take an aspirin, right, going into your stomach, it's dissolving,
Huh.
goes into the bloodstream. Does it go to the brain first, or does it go to the foot first? Because blood gets circulated, right?
What do you think?
I'm thinking it. I want it to fix my head first because that's
Okay.
the more unbearable part of the two.
I think that when you take a painkiller,
By the way, I know the answer to this now.
the painkiller is going to go where the pain is.
Right, but which one does it go to
Regardless of-
first?
I think simultaneously, most likely.
I mean,
Okay.
I think I got a
First of all-
freaking argument here that's
Mm.
decent.
First of all, I'd like to preface this. I don't think this was Ryan's original thought.
No,
of
but
how
it's valid.
painkillers work.
This is better.
But so what I'm saying is, what you're saying now sounds more legit than what you said before.
What did I say before?
I'm not sure, but it was not as smart as what you
I
said.
just work here, man.
I just work here. But when you take a painkiller, whatever, it dissolves, go through your bloodstream, whatever. The painkiller is blocking like whatever sensors that are sending off pain.
Right.
Mhm.
So if you were to take a painkiller, it's just going to block your brain or whatever from sending out any of those signals. So then it just stops pain altogether. It's not going to it's not a
So
video
it's sort of
game. I
like
take
flips
a
off your pain
painkiller.
receptor almost.
Yeah. So it's not like I take a painkiller and then it's like, oh, your head is at 40 health. Let's heal that up first.
I'm
and then
living
go
in a
down either
video
way.
game, dude.
This man's a scientist right next.
Dude.
So
Can we
that's my-
hear your view?
Well-
Just to indulge us in your view. You're got an eye itch.
Yeah, a little bit. No, it just burns.
Why?
Painkiller for that?
I touched my eye.
Oh no.
My view on what? What exactly?
What are we talking
Like-
about right now?
You said you want to know my view on something.
On painkillers. What do they do?
Painkillers in general.
Do they?
No, like-
no. Oh my goodness.
Like, what do you think?
What do I think they do?
About
Yeah.
your question.
I mean, now that you said that,
It's
we
okay to
have
cry.
like, yo, my eye is burning. They have like these pain
Don't look at him.
receptors that turn on and off like light switches. I mean, I guess I understand, but I'm not believing it.
See that look we just gave each other.
Yo, I definitely think there's
That's what we're talking about.
there's
Yo,
tiny
Fat with the
people
light
in our
switch, and I click
brains.
that thing.
There's tiny people in our brains, and they're figuring out what part of your body wants to hurt. Like females, your periods, they turn on and off, right? There's somebody in your brain that's flipping it on and off. Like, hey, yo, what does this button do? Like,
Can I just say I'm sorry for what Ryan just said?
nah.
This is
We
why he's
like
just the
To
janitor.
real.
redact the past 3 minutes of the podcast.
We understand everyone has their problems, ladies. We give you props for dealing with those
Yeah.
things because we could not handle them.
We were born with nuts. You
Yeah.
get hit, it's just gone.
Okay, dude.
You were dropped.
Okay. You just want to explain, because you said that you figured out now what painkillers, how
Yo,
they work.
if you take an aspirin and get hit in the nuts, does it turn off the pain receptors then?
I don't think painkillers work that
painkillers.
fast.
Oh,
Painkillers
okay.
don't work that fast. You
Alright.
might.
Yeah.
I think your better bet is an ice pack.
But okay, you
You're
said that
knocked
you
out for, like,
you said that
3
you
minutes.
learn what they do now. So can you enlighten us?
Like what I think now?
No. I
What?
thought you said that you like actually looked it up or something.
No, I didn't look up anything.
Okay. Well,
And on
So-
that note, we appreciate you guys watching the
Oh my
first
gosh.
episode of the Catch a Glimpse podcast.
It's
if
2
you
in the
did,
morning, give me
if
a
you
break.
did enjoy today's podcast, please join us again next week here on
Please,
the
please.
streaming platform that you are watching this on that is unknown to this point. Please check out the videos on YouTube, weekly content Wednesdays, and podcasts on Sundays. Drop a comment, like, and
I do want to
subscribe.
say a little note.
Yes.
Again, we are filming this before we have uploaded this. We usually film it on Saturdays and it will be uploaded the Sunday after. So that's why if there's anything like CDL recap, it will be a week late in a sense.
Mhm.
But we do not currently know where we are going to be streaming all of this to and from. So
Hopefully, it's on
you-
every platform.
yeah, we would love to get it to everywhere that you would be listening to it, make it easy access for you. But we will keep you updated. There's going to be a link tree that is located. It's in YouTube description. It's in
Instagram.
Instagram bio, all that type of stuff. It will tell you where you can find us. So if you're curious, you want to know, maybe this, one day you check it out on YouTube, one day you check it out on, hopefully if we get to like iTunes, Spotify, whatever,
Right.
just check the link tree, check Instagram for updates, and we'll figure it out. We'll
Yeah.
we'll notify you, of course. So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week with another podcast, hopefully earlier in the day.
yes,
Not
oh my
at
gosh.
2 a.m. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Watch out for Wednesday weekly content. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Lucky.